about to get ugly.
It's about to get real ugly, and not for me.
According to rumors, Claressa Shields and Remy Ma have some important unresolved business. Thus, she is not here to play. However, this isn't simply back and forth on social media. She actually appeared in person, ready to conduct business in person. The drama never ends here, and the tea is always steaming hot. We have a full-scale showdown in the works for today. The aim is to get right to the point. The drama between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa Shields has been escalating like a summer BBQ, as everyone who has been following this mess knows, and it looks like Remy is struggling greatly. The boxing champion is proving that she is a fierce competitor with the same intensity off the ropes. She blasted Papoose and his new girlfriend on the internet a few days ago after realizing that he had moved on for good. She didn't hold back, I promise. She openly voiced her disapproval of the new relationship and even hinted that she could be ready to throw fists. However, things took a turn for the worse due to Papoose's new girlfriend, the undefeated champion herself, Miss Claressa Shields, who never backs down, clapped back when reports surfaced last year that Remy Ma had stepped out on Papoose. This was a clear message to Remy. Be careful what you say before you catch these hands. Well, she did say what she said, and she meant it. Now, don't worry if you're still trying to catch up after arriving late to the party. I've got you covered. Let's take a little look back.
I want to know what really gets on my nerves, that grinds my gears. Grinds them so bad. Is that when y'all think I give listen to me. I do not give a about so much. And then it kill me when y'all think that because I respond, I give a I don't give a I be bored responding, needing something to do. I done worked out 2 hours straight. The rest of my day is free. I'm on an all fruit damn detox. I don't give a I'm bored. Don't ever think that because I responded to you that I care, because I don't give a fuck about you, about her, about him. I don't give a about nothing. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Let's talk about this treachery now, since after everything Remy had done for Papoose, he actually went out on her, which astonished many. What was the cause for her to turn against him, considering that this man had kept her in check for 6 long years while she was confined, wasn't out having fun or involved in scandals, and had married her while she was still incarcerated? Fans were confused because, yeah, this is the same woman who consistently promoted Papoose as the perfect spouse, the perfect father, the man who could do no wrong, but suddenly she couldn't even acknowledge him on a day meant to honor great fathers. They started acting suspiciously at the first clue. Papoose didn't even receive a happy Father's Day greeting from Remy. A man reared a daughter and never once strayed from her after years of faithfulness. Oh, how fast Papoose saw that shadow. He wished himself a happy Father's Day instead of sulking. The true dagger was that the stress was high for a man who had to wait 6 years for his so-called queen, and now that things have gotten out of control, he posted a family photo with Remy nowhere to be seen, captioning it, "Family is everything." Here's Remy threatening to fight like she's ready to fight and tearing up the internet with information on Papoose's new girlfriend, Claressa Shields. The unbeaten boxing champion herself is the one she is brazenly accusing of sneaking behind her back with Papoose.
And I'm a trained killer. Literally, like, fuck boxer. I'm a trained killer. So it'd be like, they be talking about these girls, and it's like, I don't do no 30-second fights. 30 seconds? I'm gonna wear your ass out. Listen, you give me 3 minutes with any of them girls, it's gonna be bad. 2 minutes is gonna be bad. That's why I'd be like, what the hell they be talking about?
She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. Like, I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports.
Her man wanna take me to dinner. I call him, what's the name? I don't even remember.
Who?
Did anybody take you up on 100K?
Come on now.
How much money would it take for you to jump in the ring with Remy Ma? Just want to know.
At this point, the girl leaked my number.
What?
Yep.
You heard it right. Remy chose to get really dirty with this problem by disclosing what she said were text messages between Claressa and Papoose on December 11, 2024. These were hot texts, I assure you. One of the most dreaded boxes in the game is the GW8. Remy claimed to have found the alleged texts after Papoose suddenly passed out while lying in her house while speaking on the phone with Claressa. One of the texts read, "Oh, the audacity that you're married if you can't even sleep on the phone with me or let me know you made it home safely."
They said that Pap came home one day and was talking to Claressa Shields and fell asleep on the phone.
Yeah, so Remy exposed
How
that.
we got
and
here
got
was
the
her
phone.
taking this conversation and putting it online. So y'all saying the same thing.
Yeah, so pretty much that's where we got.
But what is the receipts? Is the receipts that at the same time she's allegedly with Easy that he was with Claressa and lying about it? Is that?
I can't stand this bullshit any longer. Why am I in it? Keep me out of y'all's mess. Claressa inquired bluntly why her name was ever mentioned in this nonsense, which made Remy's situation worse. CS pushed back hard, exposing Remy for allegedly having not just one side dude but two because she was ready. Papoose, on the other hand, wasn't silent either. Oh no, he came out claiming that he had reversed the script on Remy and that she was the one skulking. Betrayed the marriage, and it was he who desired its dissolution. If you thought he would sugarcoat things, you were mistaken. I have asked for a divorce multiple times. Remy Ma is a narcissist who chose to cheat repeatedly now that I finally moved on. She's playing the victim. She would rather chase clout on social media than handle this like civilized adults. I did not want to do social media foolishness for the sake of my 6-year-old baby. He wrote in an icy Instagram post, "We've been speculating about a relationship between Remy Ma and Easy the Block Captain for months, but recently it started to look more real. Fans couldn't ignore how often she was around battle rapper Easy the Block Captain. As you can see, I remained silent on the whole thing. This was a whole doctor, and let's not act like this is the first time Remy's name has been associated with cheating scandals. It doesn't take long for people to start forming connections when you're constantly showing up in public like that. At first, everyone thought the Remy and Easy situation was just a friendly industry connection or just business, but as the rumors started to circulate, people started to notice the little things. Like their energy, their subtle interactions, and their constant presence around each other. Let's face it, once people start forming connections, things quickly get out of hand.
Okay, but the deed is done now. They both done came public with their lovers. I'm not mad at it. And for Claressa to bring Papoose out when she was walking out for her fight, have him rap, have him perform. Like, she put on for him, he put on for her. I like that. And you could literally tell, like, when they're together, you can tell that she genuinely likes this man and that he genuinely likes her.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself. I didn't really.
Ease now claims that Papoose has known about the relationship for 2 years, not 2 months, not 2 weeks, but 2 years. The real question is whether Papoose was okay with it the entire time or if he was just acting like it didn't exist, because the way Easy is speaking, it sounds like Papoose knew all along and kept it quiet until now. Of course, things didn't stay quiet for long. Rock, who is always involved in industry rumors, decided to add gasoline to the fire by implying that ES had a married girlfriend. Let's be honest, everyone's mind immediately went to Remy after he made a single comment, making the rumors seem more credible than before. But the real trouble started when Papoose went public, accusing this man directly instead of through subliminals. In addition to bringing receipts, Papoose posted an image that appeared to show Remy and Ease together over the holidays and then threw caution to the wind in the caption. Last Christmas, I was at home with my daughter, and this is where Remy Ma was. Now that I've moved on, she's upset. Remy was accused of spending Christmas with her side guy, even though the holiday is supposed to be all about family love and positive vibes. As you can see, I went home with my daughter, but she wouldn't believe me when I told her that we could divorce like adults because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. And making up lies, the last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position and everyone saw it. Remy Ma woke him up after I knocked him out and took him home with him for 4 days. Instead of letting things go, Papoose made sure it felt easy. I couldn't wait to lie about it again, shaking my head. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. Papoose wasn't just upset about the alleged cheating. He was angry that ES had the gall to shake his hand as if nothing were wrong while secretly playing with his wife behind his back. She isn't here to defend herself. She is coming in full force. Remy is vehemently defending himself, denying all allegations, and urging others to either speak or keep quiet. The betrayal in this whole situation is on a whole new level. But if you think Remy is going to take it easy, think again. Remy has been denying the cheating accusations on social media and attacking anyone who dares to challenge the narrative. Hold on, because ES wasn't finished spilling the beans either. Oh no, he had more to share, and this one is crazy, according to Ease. She's out here saying, you have proof. Show it. Because, let's face it, she isn't one to back down from a fight. And let's face it, Remy isn't one to back down. Wait, what a surveillance operation on his own wife. Papoose was so suspicious of Remy that he even put a recording device in her car. Let's think about it for a moment. After waiting for years and falling in love with Remy, Papoose felt compelled to spy on her, which is a whole new level of messy. If E is telling the truth, this whole situation is far more complex than gossip. It involves a fixation with treachery and a marriage that was failing long before the public was aware of it. That's full-blown detective mode, not just trust difficulties. Papoose was monitoring Remy's every step long before any claims of adultery were made, because if you don't trust someone that much, it's likely that the relationship died before anyone had said anything.
Newsflash, the knew a few months before our battle hit me in Holland. The nigga knew already. I know he up there trying to play victim and all of that shit, but the nigga been knew. He knew 2 years ago. I ain't gonna lie. If we don't let the cap y'all up. They been new. He been new. And I'm gonna tell y'all how he knew. So how he knew is that y'all that y'all think that's so thorough, he put a recording device in Remy's car. So how he knew is he was bugging her fucking car. So like that's how the nigga knew. The nigga's a weirdo. He bugged the car and you couldn't really hear me on the other side, but you could hear her talking to me. So that's how he knew. And it's not cap. I got all the proof. So as soon as he say it's cap, I'm gonna show niggas all the proof. I'm just keeping $1 here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, like that. So I'm just say I was under everything that basically is niggas that already split up already.
Papoose was that guy, the one who held it down while Remy served 6 years behind bars. Let's not forget the lengthy and complex history between Remy and Papoose. They have been locked in for years, and their relationship has been scrutinized for an equal amount of time. They have experienced highs and lows, scandals and loyalty tests, but nothing like this. He was the epitome of ride or die, so hearing rumors that Remy may have betrayed him is a difficult pill for many people to swallow. The sense of betrayal is real, and let's not act like Easy isn't stirring the pot even more. He waited, remained faithful, married her in prison, and supported her during every step of her comeback. Papoose was always aware of their relationship, but he's out here suggesting that Remy has been having affairs for years. To make matters worse, rumors are circulating that this may not be the only affair, as Remy has allegedly had relationships with other men in the industry, including some well-known battle rappers. The focus is shifting once more, this time toward Papoose and Claressa Shields. Yes, people are now unearthing old receipts, specifically footage of Papoose backstage at one of Claressa's matches, looking extremely at ease. Connections and rumors about whether Easy was actually the only one or just the most obvious one are becoming louder.
Looking real comfortable.
Champ, y'all see what's going on? It's about to get ugly.
It's about to get real ugly and not for me.
They haven't made anything official, but the chemistry between Papoose and Claressa Shields is so strong that it's hard to ignore. And since neither of them has put a label on it, we're left playing detective. Let's face it, whenever two well-known names like Papoose and Claressa Shields start to appear in the same places, people are going to start making connections. And you can bet your bottom dollar that the internet has been analyzing. They're both trying very hard to act like nothing's going on in every interaction between these two, from their public appearances to their flirtatious energy. However, things get even messier because Remy Ma's out here spiraling in over it. And the fact that Claressa is even involved is making people question everything. Let's break this down completely. Is Claressa just a close friend helping Papoose through this messy split? Or was she always in the picture before things with Remy? People are side-eyeing how much time they have been spending time together, and let's just say the optics aren't helping their case. Some people think it's just business. Perhaps they have bonded over their love of the sport, or perhaps Papoose is handling her moves behind the scenes. But there are also those who firmly believe they've already crossed that line and are simply keeping quiet until they're ready to go public. Trust me, the fire was fueled even more when Claressa finally clapped back at Remy Ma. If you were expecting her to just sit back and take those accusations, you were mistaken. Let's be honest for a moment. When someone claps back that hard, it's obvious they're not just some casual bystander in the situation. Claressa didn't just brush it off. She came swinging, making sure everyone knew she wasn't about to let Remy drag her name through the mud. Here's where it gets interesting, though. The way Claressa snapped back wasn't just a simple defense. Nope, this felt personal. Claressa came in full force, accusing Remy of having several boyfriends and dragging her into drama that had nothing to do with her. The way she responded gave the impression that she was emotionally invested in the situation, which is what is causing people to side-eye her relationship with Papoose. Is this really just about correcting the record? Or is there more to this story than they're letting on? Because let's face it, when you don't care about something, why would she come back so strongly? Before all of this chaos, Papoose and Remy Ma were the epitome of black love goals, and now it's like watching a perfect love story fall apart in real time. Once upon a time, Papoose and Remy had a relationship that was flawless, but Claressa was locked in and made it clear that she wasn't going to let Remy play her. What does that tell us? That this might not be just a friendship after all, and if there is something deeper going on, it makes this drama 10 times messier. Something that people truly looked up to. Their story was about devotion, loyalty, and sticking together through everything. Before the scandal hit, they had some iconic moments that gave fans hope that true love existed. Think about it. When Remy was sent to prison in 2008, most people assumed that was it. However, Papoose stood his ground and married her while she was incarcerated. Let's talk about commitment. Most men would have moved on, but Papoose made sure the world knew he was waiting for Remy and when. It's a lot to process, and with Claressa suddenly getting involved and defending Papoose as if it were her personal battle, you can't help but wonder if this is really just about correcting the record or if there's more going on here. Brewing behind the scenes, when people talked about true loyalty in relationships, they were talking about Papoose and Remy Ma, the way he stood by her through everything. That was legendary. He didn't just love her in the long run, spotlight when everything was going well. He kept her down through the worst of times. He was writing letters, paying visits, and remaining faithful, even when it seemed like there was no end in sight. Let's face it, not many people would have had the patience or dedication to wait 6 years for someone who was incarcerated. But Papoose did, and that's precisely why their relationship became one of the most admired love stories in hip-hop. They were seen as the epitome of ride or die because, let's face it, such devotion is uncommon. In a scene straight out of a movie, fans couldn't get enough of their tearful reunion, and for a brief moment, it seemed like they could overcome anything. Remy finally walked out of those prison gates, waiting for her, Papoose, arms opening, ready to pick up where they left off.
Through anything.
After all these years, that Remy Ma and Papoose finally done call it quits. That man got sick of her. Like, ma'am, I sat here all this time and waited on you as a man. Because, you know, that's what women do. That's what women would wait on you. But a man, after you got sentenced, matter of fact, before you even got sentenced, men move on. And they be having about 5, 6, 7, 10 women lined up quick. But this man waited on you while you was locked up. They wouldn't let you out. And I'm talking about he got him a little thunder. Sis is young, pretty. She got her own thing going on, so it ain't like it's one of these little fans or nothing, baby. You up against something. Yeah. And you hurt. Now, you probably was the one in the relationship that was the abusive one. You probably was mental abuse. That man probably was real chill mode. You probably did him real dirty behind closed doors. And he stuck in the paint and stayed with you while you did him dirty. But now it's over with, baby. Karma is something else. Yeah, karma. Matter of fact, it ain't even karma. It's just that man know his worth and he leaving you where you stand at. Back there. Yeah, ain't no more us. Baby, take that ring off. Take it off, baby, take it off.
Although they haven't made anything official, the chemistry between Papoose and Claressa Shields is way too strong to ignore. It's giving more than just friendship. But since neither of them has put a label on it, we're left playing detective. Let's face it, whenever two well-known names like Papoose and Claressa start to appear in the same places, people are going to think there's more to their story than they're letting on. Let's break this down completely. Is Claressa just a close friend stepping in? There's something strange about how hard they're both trying to act like there's nothing going on. But here's where things get even messier because Remy Ma's out here spiraling over it. And the fact that Claressa is even in the mix has got people questioning everything. Start making connections. And you can be sure that the internet has been analyzing every interaction between these two, from their public appearances to their flirtatious energy. People are sneering at how much time they've been spending together, and let's say the optics aren't helping their case. Some people think it's just business. Perhaps they've bonded over their shared love of the sport, or perhaps Papoose is handling her moods behind the scenes. But there are also those who firmly believe they've already crossed that line and are keeping it quiet until they're prepared to go public. And believe me, the fire was fueled even more when Claressa finally retaliated against Remy Ma. If you were expecting her to just sit back and take the accusations, you were mistaken. Claressa came out swinging, accusing Remy of having several boyfriends and entangling her in unrelated drama. Sis wasn't going to let Remy play the victim. Let's be honest for a moment. When someone claps back that hard, it's obvious they're not. But here's where it gets interesting. Claressa wasn't just a casual bystander in the situation. She came swinging, making sure everyone knew she wasn't going to let Remy drag her name through the mud. Nope, this felt personal, giving energy as though she wasn't just protecting her name, but maybe protecting something more. And that raises a lot of questions because if she was truly just a neutral party, people are side-eyeing her relationship with Papoose because of the way she responded, which gives the impression that she is emotionally invested in the situation. Is this really just about correcting the record, or is there more to this story than they're letting on? Because let's face it, you don't waste this much energy defending something you don't care about. However, Claressa was locked in, making it very clear that she's not. Let's take a step back and remember what's at stake because, before all this chaos, Papoose and Remy Ma were the epitome of black love goals, and now it's like watching a perfect love story crumble in real time. Once upon a time, Papoose and Remy had something that people actually looked up to. What does it tell us that this might not be just a friendship after all? And if there is something deeper going on, it makes this drama 10 times messier. Think about it. When Remy was imprisoned in 2008, most people assumed that was the end of their relationship, but Papoose stood 10 toes down and married her while she was incarcerated. Let's talk about commitment. While most men would have moved on, Papoose made sure the world knew that true love existed. Their story was all about loyalty, devotion, and sticking together through everything. There's a lot to process, and with Claressa suddenly getting involved and defending Papoose as if it were her personal battle, you can't help but wonder, is this really just about correcting the record, or is there something much deeper going on here? Brewing behind the scenes, when people talked about true loyalty in relationships, they were talking about, not many people would have had the patience or dedication to wait 6 whole years for someone who was incarcerated, but Papoose did. And that's exactly what happened with Papoose and Remy Ma. He didn't just love her in the spotlight when everything was going great. He held her down through the worst of times. This man was writing letters, making visits, and remaining committed even when it seemed like there was no end in sight. Why their relationship became one of the most admired love stories in hip-hop. People saw them as the epitome of ride or die because, let's face it, this kind of dedication is uncommon. When Remy eventually left the prison gates in 2014, who was waiting for her? Papoose, arms open, ready to pick her up. Remy acknowledged that Papoose was a major factor in her success after prison, as he was her rock, her biggest supporter, and the one who helped her regain her career. And she did just that. At this point, they began to become the ideal couple, not just because they were together, but also because they moved together. Their relationship was about respect, support, and teamwork, and they always made sure that their family came first. Despite the hectic nature of their individual careers, they always found time to be there for one another, and fans adore seeing them on awards show, red carpets, and sharing adorable moments online because everything. One of the most significant turning points in their relationship was Remy's pregnancy journey. And if there was ever a time when Papoose truly demonstrated his devotion, it was during this time. He didn't just act as a supportive partner. He was all into the highs and lows, staying by her side to make sure she had everything she needed both physically and emotionally. Fans raved about how devoted he was, with many referring to him as the model for her. Papoose was not only a supportive spouse, but also Remy's mentor, manager, and biggest supporter. They were building the empire together, making their love story as much about business and success as it was about romance, and for years it seemed like nothing could break them. However, with infidelity rumors and public shade throwing, they are now more than ever a couple. People have long admired how Papoose and Remy Ma move as a team, standing strong through every high and low. No matter what challenges the music industry threw at them, they faced them together every anniversary, milestone, and big event. They made sure to publicly uplift each other, proving time and time again that the bond was built on more than just love. However, with new relationships entering the picture, it's beginning to look like the rock-solid foundation might not have been so unshakable after all. Papoose's entire public persona revolved around being the most devoted husband, a man who was all in for the long haul, no matter what. Their marriage seemed untouchable to the outside world, the kind of black love story that couldn't be broken through Remy's prison. Papoose didn't just talk about being loyal, he lived it. He wore his faithfulness like a badge of honor, making it clear to the world that Remy was his queen and he was never leaving her side. It's as if we're watching their picture-perfect love story unfold in real time, and fans are unsure of what to believe. Despite personal struggles and industry challenges, Papoose never wavered. They had created something unique and admirable, but now everything has taken a turn that nobody anticipated. The alleged infidelity, the tumultuous back and forth, and the rumored love triangle with Claressa Shields. Hip-hop's scandalous stories, it's almost as if we're witnessing two distinct versions of this marriage right now. The one that was based on love, loyalty, and longevity, and the one that's now engulfed in accusations, shadiness, and betrayed trust. Papoose, the man who stood 10 toes down for years, is now accused of going out with the world champion boxer, and Remy Ma, the woman he gave so much for, is now being accused of infidelity. It's messy, perplexing, and the whole situation is difficult to comprehend because if Papoose and Remy couldn't stand the test of time, what hope does anyone else have at this point? It's all accusations flying back and forth, and the truth is buried under layers of drama, shade, and secrets. So the real question is, who's telling the truth, who's lying, and is there any way this love story could be saved? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Really, it's shocking for fans who believed in the unbreakable bond. Is this the end for Papoose and Remy, or do they still have a chance? Remember to hit the notification bell, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. This drama is far from over, I promise. They picked up where they left off, and fans couldn't stop crying over their emotional reunion. For a brief moment, it seemed like they could overcome anything.